Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis IV with me, Alfapiomega, Meiou and Taxes, and Brittany. So I'm starting this episode by the event that announces the first council. The very first council. A general church council has begun. Bishops and cardinals from across Christendom are meeting to discuss and debate fine points of theology and reform the church. Bringing together hundreds of learned and important men can lead to great changes, or to hot air. The council will only meet for so long. What should our delegates try to introduce into the council? Desire to reform the church comes from many sources. I don't think we even have any possibility to reform the church right now because it's so early in the game. I actually never saw the council so early up. But also, we can now core La Rochelle, also known as Onis. So I already gave the order to start that, but it's gonna take a couple, actually 9 years. 9 years to core this province, that's insane. Oh shit, we're starting to getting cold-year starvation. So 9 years, Onis will be coring, but the superb communication means that we are, well, at a decent stability. We still have no estates there, but they will, latch onto it anyway. I wouldn't mind if they were lesser nobles or burghers. If they were burghers, I would be even happier. But for the news, I actually thought a bit about our liege. He's a scholar, but not very high in anything. So I decided that as a scholar, he's probably gonna neglect the army a bit, so no training for us. Also, we're getting an insane penalty from La Rochelle. Look at that tax income and manpower. So we actually desperately need to get La Rochelle as a core, because right now we're not even getting any decent money, and the subsidies have been cancelled. So we're just gonna lay low, enjoy ourselves, increase our technology, which is what we want. Inns of the court and shell build ships. This is gonna go well, and I'm also hoping that banking will spread to us very soon, but I think it's gonna take a couple decades more. It's sad that we're one of the very few nations that still don't have it. That just makes me sad, but what can I do? Further news, as our king is scholar, I decided that our next project will be to build a local university in our capital. It's actually a pretty good idea, even though it's a waste as far as the gravity and everything goes. I'm still gonna do it because it fits the roleplay. And if he lives long enough, which he definitely could, he's very young, I would probably build another university in La Rochelle or Brorazon maybe, we'll see, or maybe Brovanet. Temperatures return to normal, but more starvation. Not really. It's actually pretty good. So we're just gonna focus on technology, ideas, and getting us higher in the hierarchy. We're doing better than France, which is good. We're actually doing way better than France. That's decent. And I checked out and found out one interesting thing. Bospility and Onis will actually not be considered French core after 1506 and 1508. That is really interesting. I did not think that was possible, that France would lose cores on these provinces, but it can happen. And who's this? Navarra. Oh, 1413. Oh, that's just a claim. So if we could maybe snatch Anjou and Maine somewhere down the road, they could maybe lose a core on that too. But I really don't know if that could happen or how we could do that. No idea. So in the meantime, while I skip ahead, I'm just gonna make sure that we can improve relations with certain people. Like, for example, England, who I'd like to not hate me. And I think that Bohemia is becoming a force to be reckoned with. So let's get better relations with them as well. And while we're at it, maybe Aragon? Are we on Aragon? Oh, we improved relations. Do we have diplomatic? We do. So let's have a royal marriage with Aragon. It's gonna hit our legitimacy a bit, but it's gonna increase it in the long run. Did you manage? Oh yes! Look at that! That is nice. Where's the dynasty map? Come on. Fun beyond diplomatic. Oh no. The Charles Blois are now ruling in Brittany and Castile. That is awesome. I was really not expecting that to happen. So we might down the line really go and ally with them. They would like that. Friendly attitude, Castilian opinion, diplomatic reputation, royal marriage, navy strength. Oh, we're not getting any bonus for the same dynasty, huh? That's interesting. I was expecting that to be a thing, but it doesn't seem to be a thing. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Technology arises, and we can now take it. The Inns of the Court. Level 9 Administrative Technology. Inns of the Court. With the development of lawsuits to solve private disputes came an increasing need for lawyers to be educated in the laws of the nation. The first such schools were called Inns of Court. Administrative efficiency plus 5. You know, these kind of had a lack of understanding what the administrative... Oh my god, the weather. What the administrative efficiency means in the ways of Europa Universalis IV, because I found that it's this. Yeah, expansion capacity, that should lower the overextension. And actually it does nothing as it seems, so I'm not entirely sure. Improvements in production technology. There are reports of farmers and miners being more productive than local bailiffs expect them to be. We should investigate if there is something about there's something that the entire nation of Brittany can benefit from. Spare no expenses, use caution. This is now our top priority. Wow, that's actually 1 corruption for 120 administrative power. I'll take it. It's actually a really good one. 120 is decent. And we could still... Yeah, we're still behind. Cheap paper, craftsman district, and number of states increased by 1. We're gonna get the ships soon. And our limit for ships, and also for armies, has increased, which is interesting. So I'll build a new ship. We had one of those events where discussions and corruption and people are pissed and everything, so I had to pay another 30 gold. That's a drag. Corrupt advisor. Brittany may be plagued by corruption, but we try to ensure that those closest to the Duke can be trusted, at the very least. Try and fail, it seems, since one of Charles' first advisors was recently caught taking large bribes from people already wielding great influence in our country to provide the government with advice slanted to advance their interests. How shall we respond to this betrayal? Publicly expose these lies and prepare for an execution. Okay, so that would mean our advisor would die as an inquisitor and we lose prestige. Arrange for a quiet retirement in house arrest. A reprimand. Biased advice is still advice. I don't know, our king is not evil, he's a scholar, so I think he would like knowledge. What's the influence of the church in our country? Wait, where can I find that? It's here. Church influence. 75%. Okay, a reprimand. Unfortunately, that's how we're gonna roll. A scholar is hardly going to execute someone out of spite, so... Damn. Well, there goes the corruption. In my Denmark let's play, you guys were all up in my grill about lowering corruption. Now you see, this is what we get. This is what we get for being corrupt. What the actual fuck? Our king has died at the ripe age of 21, leaving behind a 30-year-old regent consort Joanna de Valois, who is Craven, and a little heir, Charles, who is free. Fuck. Well, okay. Our military is hurting really badly, so that's a problem. I'm hoping that I'll have to figure this out. She's Craven, so that leads me to the idea that she would immediately invest in having a bigger army so that she can protect herself and get some military advisors that could help. Unfortunately, I don't think we can afford anything, really. 1.4... 1.3, let's get an advisor and a military unit. We have, okay, let's get man-at-arms. She's gonna protect her son no matter what. No matter if it's necessary. Okay, our legitimacy is gonna tank, the prestige is going to increase, and I like the fact that she has really high administrative and diplomatic skills, so that's gonna benefit us in the short run. Especially when it comes to technology. The problem, though, is that she's really shitty as far as military skill goes. So we can work on that slight with this. I'm not entirely sure what she would do. She's probably not gonna really invest into ideas or anything. So let's just get the technology side and we'll see how it goes. But holy crap. That sucks so much. And his claim is average also. Man, poor Charles, man. He's gonna have it rough. I'm starting to hate these events. Corrupt ambassador. Our representatives to the other countries should represent our best people, but unfortunately this is not always the case. Sometimes people are given posts and ambassadors become the administration, sometimes people are given a post as ambassadors because the administration wants them far away, and at worst, there is a good reason for this. As it turns out, one such ambassador has spent his well-paid exile further enriching himself with bribes. While this is not exactly improving our reputation with the locals, he has maintained important connections here at home and will not be dismissed without causing much trouble. He has caused more trouble where he is. Get rid of him, or they'll have to get used to it. Well, we're Craven, so let's get used to that. And we can get the shell-built ships. Shell-built ships. As the cog reached its structural limits, shipwrights cast about for larger designs that could carry more cargo. The Hulk was a riverboat developed in the Low Countries. Shell-built with crooks of timber to reinforce it, it could be built much larger than a cog. So we get, a cog and... no, a Hulk and a Latin-sailed caravel. So what are these like? Well, the Latin-sailed caravel has 2 trade power, and the Hulk, 7 house size, 3 cannons, 4 speed. You guys have 4 speed, 2 cannons, 6 house size. Okay, so that's a definite upgrade. Conflicting opinions. It seems that there is always a small group of the parliament that can't agree with the other. Regardless of the matter at hand, this particular group always have a different opinion than everyone else. It's probably best to leave things as they are. We get a death of a merchant, and I thought that we might build the ships, but really, as our queen is Craven, I think she will spend the money to placate the greater nobles and improve the relations, because she would probably be afraid of their reach to Brittany. So I'm gonna wait for us to have enough money, and we're just gonna throw the money on the nobles. I think that was something like 130, something like that, 114, 120, something like that. Well, we have a long way to go. Our era is very young. Will we get... Oh, we'll get one more personality event for a queen. But we'll have a very young heir. It's gonna be nice seeing him. We'll have to get all of the marriages renewed and everything, so that's gonna be fun. And yay, we're getting almost no money. Oh, trade is good. Getting an extra ship would be nice, but again, you know, Craven need to throw money at people, so they like her and her son. Well, Portugal ain't having a good time. They descended into a civil war, and that happened during their war with... Oh, they actually peaced out. Okay, they were in a war with Fez over Tanja, I think, which is this province. They were trying to snatch it from Fez, and they failed, and descended into a civil war with... Well, actually, they have a plus 2 stability. That's really interesting. That is really interesting. And they have a Lancaster dynasty on the throne. Wow, I'm surprised. Things are really not turning out as I expected them to. Oh, and the Ottomans have penetrated deeper into Wallachia. Wasn't there a Bulgaria here? I think Wallachia ate it up. Interesting. And the White Horror is pretty much gone. Lithuania ate it, Bryansk ate it, and there's Novosil here too. Wow, and Ryazan is huge. I haven't checked the world in a long time. Conflict sometimes erupted following diplomatic insults. We won't forget that or try to ease the tension. Try to ease the tension, that's what Our Lady would do. So that's interesting. So Russia and Caucasus is a mess, as usual. I like Georgia holding, that's good. Mamluks holding... Tunis being huge, and Fez still resisting Castile and Portugal. Oh, okay. Well, another corrupt ambassador, that's great. On the other hand, we had the religious piece of art event, and I went with the stability to increase our own position, and we were bumped to +3. So that is awesome, and we even have some extra. Yeah, 60. We were very close to +3 anyway. So that's good. I also noticed that our papal influence is in the high... Oh wow, wait, what the fuck happened? Was... Papal States... Did they move to Rome? Oh wow, they did! Okay, so the Pope has moved to Vatican, to Rome. Okay, so we are now slowly bleeding out papal influence. That's good. We'd like to bless our ruler when he gets on the throne, and I guess that's the last thing that we're gonna do with the Pope. Siena has been placed under interdict. We'll cut off relations with them. We're Craven, so we're not gonna try to do any shit that would hurt the Pope. And we're very close to getting another administrative technology level, which is good. Are we on the banking shit? I don't guess that's gonna be... Yeah, it's just terrifying. But our autonomy is lowering. That's good. None has only 20 at this point, which is good. Brovanet has 9. Broraz on 37. The worst one is Saint Malo, but what can we do? Oh, Truce has ended. Okay. Brodeguer 55. Brovenet 41. Vasport is 75, but it's dropping really fast as the separatism is dropping. And Onis is closing. Actually, Onis is not closing there. I guess the separatism is dropping. So that's keeping at 97. It's gonna go lower. Once we get the core here, it's going to be really easy to get to where we want. I would like to connect these 5 provinces with roads. We have it just in our capital, but if Brovenet and Brokernev could get it, and if Baspotu and Onis could get it, then another... Well, it would be easy to build the roads everywhere pretty much. Oh no! France has called us to war against Aquitaine and England. That's a mess. Do we... Now I'm really torn. Now I'm really torn because our queen consort is Craven. She's Craven. Would we go into this war or not? Well, declining would mean losing alliance with France, and that is something that we really need. I think we're gonna go with it, but we're gonna keep the army in our capital and just stay there. Actually, that's our capital, and hold on to it and just watch the war from afar. That seems like a good idea. She wouldn't send her troops out from our capital, and we outnumber the enemy significantly, so that's not gonna be a big thing. Okay, but that's all for this episode. In the next one we'll see how this war goes.